بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب يا إخوان, let's start, but before we do that, طيب Q&A inshallah. So imagine, my brothers, if someone were to say that it is allowed to go to a graveyard of righteous person and to ask Allah through that righteous person or call on him. It is not shirk, but it is bid'ah. It's a major sin. It's leading. It steps down to shirk. If someone were to say that, what would you say?
Regarding what, Shaykh?
Did you understand my question? Do you understand my question?
I did understand the question, Shaykh.
Okay. For someone to go to the graveyard, a saint, you know what saint is, yeah? And he calls on the saint. Okay? He make dua to the... You understand my question, yeah? Making dua to the saint, a dead person. Yeah. Okay? And that dead person is a righteous person. Say me, I'm saying it to you, yeah? I said, brother, you can go to a dead person and call on him. It's not a shirk. As long as you don't believe it's a God. Okay? You don't believe it is a God. But it is a major sin. It is not allowed, but it's not shirk. Am I right or wrong on that?
Wrong.
How did you feel that?
Because the companions, they would have done the same thing, but because the companions didn't do it, so they basically go to the watch person who's alive.
Okay. Because the companion never did that. When Prophet died, they went to the righteous person who's alive. Okay, how would you... Okay, this person whoever does this, it is shirk, but we want to refute that person, we want to explain to the person it's shirk. Use this ayah, وَمَن يَدْعُوا وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ أُدْعُونِ يَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Use that ayah to refute him. How would you use that ayah?
Ud'uni is a command which makes it an act of worship. Act of worship is only towards Allah.
Towards Allah. So that's one argument you can use, okay? What other ayah can you use?
فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا.
فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا. ما شاء الله. Any more? Any more? أحسن. Okay, I'll give you the ayah, okay? ومن يدعو مع الله إلها آخر لا برهان له به فإنما حسابه عند رب إنه لا يفلح الكافرون. How would you use this ayah to say it is shirk?
Whoever invokes Allah
other than Allah,
then I'm not sure the translation.
ومن يدعو مع الله إلها آخر لا برهان له به فإنما حسابه عند ربه إنه لا يفلح الكافرون.
Whoever invokes other than Allah,
yeah.
Then he's a
kafir. So that's the translation. How would, based on this ayah, how would you say this person, whatever he's saying, is shirk?
Because you're calling upon the dead and you're actually asking him benefit you which he can't. So
the ayah. Allah starts with, you want to say anything, inshallah? Ahsan? No? It's important you understand this ayah. وَمَن يَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخر. Whoever invoke other than Allah, and he ends the verse, إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. And Allah ends the verse by saying it's kafir. Okay, for someone to be kafir, he must have done a major shirk. Okay, so we go use these ayahs to establish the proof for the person who says it is not shirk because he doesn't believe it is a God. There's never been statement from the Salaf to say you have to believe that thing is a God. Merely fact that you're going to the graveyard, calling on the person or calling Allah through the righteous person in the grave, the shirk of the mushrik. This is shirk billah azza wa jal. Even though he doesn't believe it is a God, it's shirk. Okay, so we have to understand, and we should be able to explain to the people, inshallah. also from the hadith. Dua huwa al-ibadah. How would you use that ayah to refute as well? Come on, you should be able to say that.
Same thing as with all it's ibadah.
So dua huwa al-ibadah. So if prophecy is ibadah, you have to tell it to Allah Azza wa Jal. Also we say dua huwa al-ibadah. Huwa is a pronoun, comes into the sentence to emphasize the act. Emphasize. Grammatically, that's what it means. So if it's emphasizing, that means that you have to do it for Allah. It's ibadah. You have to do it for Allah Azza wa Jal. طيب إخوان, we covered أقسام الدعاء, the types of dua. We don't have to go over that again, inshallah. In Kitab al-Tawheed, we'll mention them again. طيب inshallah. Today inshallah we'll go over رجاء. والدليل الرجاء قوله تعالى فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. طيب, whoever wishes to meet his Lord, then let him worship, let him do righteous action and not associate anything with Allah Azza wa Jal. طيب, رجاء. ما معنى الرجاء? The ulama have said رجاء, it is أصل الرجاء هو الطمع وانتظار الشيء محبوب. رجاء mean, it is طمع mean desiring, craving for, earning for, or waiting for something that is beloved. That is beloved. That's what raja is. Let me give you an example. For example, or you must have experienced, say you go to Hajj, you leave your family behind, yeah? You go to Hajj for 3 weeks, okay? So in Hajj, 3 weeks you haven't seen your family. So you finish your Hajj, you're getting ready to come back, and you're doing all the shopping and everything. So now you're about to board the plane. You know this, the feeling that you're going to have is to see your family, isn't it? You're waiting, you're earning, you are craving to see somebody you love from your family, your kids and children, everyone. So that's raja. That's what it is. Okay?
Hope.
Yeah, raja. Now, we have the word raja and we have the word at-tamanni. Ibn Qayyim talks about those two in Madarij al-Salikin. He said, what is the difference between a-raja and at-tamanni? They both mean same thing. If you translate, they mean to crave, to earn, to desire. Yeah. That's what it means. But the difference lies is that Ar-Raja, Ibn Qayyim says, this hoping is based on love, okay, based on doing the righteous action, okay, taking the means, okay. Ar-Raja is higher than at-tamanni. At-tamanni, you're hoping for something, you're hoping, but you don't do anything for it. You don't work for it. You have wish, you have desire. You want to do something, but you're not doing anything for it. Okay? That's what it means. So for example, Allah says in the Quran, فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا. Whoever wishes to meet his Lord, let him do righteous action and not associate anything with Allah Azza wa Jal. So here Raja, Allah asking us, telling us that if you want to meet your Lord, Raja, hoping to meet his Lord, then let him do righteous action and not associate anything with Allah Azza wa Jal. So here Raja means that yes, whoever wants to meet Allah, okay, then he needs to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. Now Raja are two types. Raja are two types. Raja, can I finish this then inshallah, okay? Raja Mahmud, Raja Mazmum. Raja praiseworthy, Raja dispraiseworthy. This ayah is talking about praiseworthy. Okay, whoever wants to meet his Lord, okay, let him do good deed. Okay, let him worship Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is Raja, comes from the heart. and that should manifest in our limbs, okay? And we should feel that in the heart, okay? Every time we worship Allah Azza wa Jal, every time we obey Him, every time we leave what Allah made haram, it's because the raja is to meet Allah. I want to meet Allah with worship. I'm longing to meet Him. I'm craving to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. That's why I'm following the Quran and the Sunnah. I want to meet my Lord, okay? I want to meet my Lord. Like for example, if someone wants to get married, yeah, he's going to prepare this for 2 months. Cut his hair the way he wants to cut his hair, wear the best clothes. He's preparing, hoping to meet, want to get married, which is something good. Okay? But this is Allah, this is Lord of the world. We want to meet Allah. We have raja to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. So we want to meet Him with good deed and tawheed, salawat, adhkar. This is what it is. So if someone said, why are you worshipping Allah so much? Akhi, I have raja to meet Allah, and I want to meet Allah with worship, not sins. That's praiseworthy raja. This praiseworthy raja is the one who said, I want to meet Allah. But he doesn't do any good deed. He sits there, doesn't worship Allah, doesn't practice the deen. He doesn't crave, he doesn't work hard to follow the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. This is praiseworthy raja. Okay, that's praiseworthy. And that's not raja, it's tamanni. Raja comes with worshipping Allah, taking the means to close to Allah Azza wa Jal. This Ibn Qayyim mentioned one of the Salaf, Shah al-Karmani. Shah al-Karmani in Madarij al-Salikin, he said, it's a raja, raja al-Saliha, the righteous raja is رجاء الصالحة هو is عمل الصالح. He does عمل الصالح. A good raja is that he do good action. Okay? Or raja بدون عمل غير صالحة. Okay? That raja without action is not a good raja. It's not a good hope. It's not something that is just a fake. It's not actually ibadah. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? You're sinning all your life. I want to meet Allah. Fir'aun going to meet Allah. All kuffar going to meet Allah. Doesn't mean anything. Everyone going to meet Allah. We're talking about believer want to meet Allah with good hope. A'mal al-salihat. A righteous action. Okay? So the raja, these are types of raja. Okay? So people under raja are two types. We mentioned the raja, a person who worships Allah, okay, and wants to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. Raja, one who makes raja to meet Allah, hope to meet Allah, but he doesn't worship Allah. This is just fake. This is nothing there in that hope. Okay, wrong way, wrong raja. Okay, but Allah makes the condition. فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُ لِقَاءَ رَبِّي فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادِ رَبِّي أَحَدًا. That's the ayah in the Quran. Now this ayah, a lot of scholars the ulama use this ayah for the condition of ibadah. What are the condition? Ikhlas, and you have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. And this ayah has it. The first part of the ayah, فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا, let him do righteous action. That's following the Sunnah. وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّي أَحَدًا. That's ikhlas, that do not associate partners with Allah in His worship. Be sincere what you do. Do not do it for the people, do it for Allah Azza wa Jal. To please Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? Now, these are the two types of raja. Okay? Raja Mahmud, Raja Mazmum. Mahmud is a praiseworthy, Mazmum is dispraiseworthy. Now, when we talk about raja with Allah Azza wa Jal, okay, raja are different levels of raja. The first raja, raja al-ibadah. Raja which is ibadah. Okay? And that is, you have raja for Allah. Okay? You have raja for Allah, and that raja is that consists of love, hope, okay? Loving Allah, fearing Allah, hoping for Allah, and having humility with Allah Azza wa Jal. You want to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? And that you put your trust in Him, complete trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, in everything. Raja. That's ibadah. That is ibadah in itself. The second type of raja fil makhluq. Raja fil makhluq. Having raja in the creation. Now, raja fil makhluq, having raja in the creation of Allah, fima la yaqdiru alayhi, in something that he has no power. And that is major shirk. How? Somebody, family member is in the hospital. The person going to have a brain surgery. I know a brother, his brother had a brain surgery, and he told me himself. He said, we're going to do a brain surgery, we're going to open your brother's head up, okay, brain surgery, but we don't know if he's going to survive or not. So you have to sign, okay? And he's signing for his brother. He might die, he might live. Doctor said that. We don't know. You can say no to it, we don't want to operate on him, but if you want us to operate, it's 50-50 basically. Okay, it's 50-50. So he signed for his brother. The brother passed away. It didn't work. The operation didn't work. It was in the hand of Allah. Allah didn't will it. So, for example, this raja in the doctor now, yeah, your family member going to have operation, brain surgery, or heart surgery, heart transplant, whatever. Okay, now the life and death is in whose hand? Allah. So you go to the doctor. Doctor going to do. Allah not going to come down and do operation. The doctor will do the operation, or the brain surgery, or the heart surgery, whatever. So this is something beyond the doctor. He only going to do what Allah wills. So now for someone to say, I put my whole raja, hope in you, doctor. Make sure, give him life. I depend everything on you. Yes, billah. Okay? Brain surgery, serious operation. Doctor, is on your hand. I put trust in you. That's major shirk. Doctor has no power. He only going to do what Allah gave him the limited knowledge that he has. If Allah wants to take the soul of that person, He never can bring the person alive. So that raja in that doctor, a'udhu billah. A believer will say, I put trust in Allah, you do operation. It's in the hand of Allah. Okay, I'm just taking the mean. But in the reality, the cure of the shifa of the patient, everything lies in the hand of Allah. But to say other way, to put everything in doctor in that situation, is a major shirk. That's what the ulama says. Because فيما لا يقدر عليه, he has no qudra to help you. I'm only doing whatever I can. His life and death is not in my hand. That's the third one. That's shirk billah azza wa jal. It's a major shirk. The third one, raja, which is tab'iyya. Raja, which is yajuz, mubah. Raja mubah, which is allowed. For example, you put hope in a brother, okay, that he's going to help you to do maths homework. Having this raja in your brother to help you in the maths homework, or help you to learn the driving, or help you to things yaqdiru alayhi, things that he can do. That raja, nothing wrong with that. Okay? Brother, I want to apply for this job. Can you help me fill up the form? I have raja in that person. Complete raja. Nothing wrong with that. Because he can help you to fill up the form. Nothing beyond his ability. Okay? So these are the types of raja the ulama have mentioned to us. Okay? How many did you mention? 3, isn't it? These are 3 types of raja.
What was the third one called?
Raja mubah, something which is allowed. I gave you example, homework, or making a CV, or filling up application form. That's something he can do, no problem. Somebody wants to learn Arabic, comes to Salam. Someone wants to learn Arabic, he says, Ustadh, help me with Arabic. And he's raja over me. Nothing wrong with that. I'll help you. I can do that. No problem. So raja is worship of the heart. It's one of the major worship. And if you think about it, it manifests in our limbs. Everything that we do in our life in terms of worship and living for what Allah forbade, it's based on raja. Because I want to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, I want to meet Allah. The next one we want to talk about is at-tawakkul. At-tawakkul. Now, before I start that, I just want to mention something that Ibn Taymiyyah said, that raja, يعلم أن محركات القلوب إلى الله عز وجل ثلاثة. That the three motivator or instigator or stimulator of the heart are three. Three things that stimulates your heart towards Allah عز وجل. محبة وخوف ورجاء. وأقواها المحبة وهي مقصودة تراد لذاتها لأنها تراد في الدنيا والآخرة بخلاف الخوف فإنه يزول في الآخرة. طيب, he said that Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, the three motivator or stimulator of the heart, which is the worship of the heart, are three, which is love, hope and fear. Okay, the strongest is mahabba, because mahabba, the goal is that it drives you to please Allah, to please Allah Himself, to worship, to drive you to worship Him, to please Him. That's what mahabba does. So mahabba, love, hope and fear, we know that it is one of the greatest ibadah, in the heart of the heart. Okay, hadith of Anas radiallahu anhu. A companion was about to die; he's passing away radiallahu anhu, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to him, and he said, "Kayfa tajidu? How do you find yourself?" He said, "Arjullah ya Rasulullah wa akhafu dhunubi." I hope of Allah, O Messenger of Allah, I have hope in Allah Azza wa Jal, and I fear for my sin. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يجتمعان في قلب عبدي في مثل هذا موطن إلا أعطاه الله ما يرجو وآمنه بما يخاف. That not a slave of Allah who combined these two things, hope and fear, in his heart, except Allah gives him what he hopes for and He protects him from what he fears. So this Sahabi is about to die, and Prophet said, how do you feel? He said, I'm between two things, hoping and fearing. Hoping for Allah's mercy and everything, forgiveness, and I'm fearing the punishment and my sins. He said, may Allah give you what you're hoping for, His forgiveness, and may Allah protect you what you're fearing from. So hope and fear is a very important thing, in our life, and we should live our life based on this hope and fear. Hoping, always don't lose the hope of Allah, and don't raise your hope so much that you lose the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. Don't fear Allah so much, you start losing hope. Yadu billah. So you have to be balanced. The ulama says, we have to raise the hope when we need to raise, we raise the fear when we need to raise the fear. So, hoping at the time of shiddah, raising the hope of Allah Azza wa Jal at a time of difficulties. Okay? So if someone is afflicted with cancer, and he knows the person is going to die, then he should raise the hope of Allah. Okay, this is the time to raise the hope. You already in fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. Raise the hope that Allah will forgive you, that He will have mercy on you. Okay, at the same time, fear Allah Azza wa Jal's punishment and all that. So that's what it is, raising the hope at that time. On the contrary to that, if someone is living comfortable life, okay, and he might fall into sins. Okay, so he should raise the fear of Allah. Okay, raise the fear of Allah. We should fear Allah and not hope, fear of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So we abandon the sin. So raja wa khawf, one of the pillar of ibadah, and also mahabba as well. Ibn Rajab said the ibadah built on three pillars: love, hope and fear. And our life goes around these three things. So as much as we have raja, everything that we do, because we have raja. Because Allah said, if you want to meet me, then worship me, follow my sunnah, do righteous action, and do not associate anything with me. If you want to meet me, yeah. So every aspect of ibadah that we do, because we have raja, we have hope to meet Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay? We don't want to meet Allah with sins and disobedience. That's the main factor, because we have raja to meet Allah. At the same time, we worship Allah because we love Him. Our love drives us to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. That's what it is. Inshallah, now we will talk about at-tawakkul. Dalil tawakkul qawluhu ta'ala وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Upon Allah, put your trust if you are a true believer. What is tawakkul? Tawakkul means i'timad. هو اعتماد على الله في جلب المصالح ودفع المضار أخذ الأسباب صحيح or صحيحة. Yeah. Tawakkul is to depend upon Allah, rely upon Allah, okay, in things which benefit you, to gain benefit and to push away the harm, but by taking the right means. Okay, so for example, let me give you an example of cancer. Yeah, someone is possessed or someone has a cancer, and we know it's a serious illness. So we put trust in Allah. We put reliance upon Allah Azza wa Jal, that Allah Azza wa Jal will cure me. Okay, and I'll get better. We have that trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, and we leave it the matter to Allah. But we have to take the asbab. We have to take the right means. What is the right means? That we have to go doctor, isn't it? I'm not going to sit home, okay, I put trust in Allah. Allah will cure me. Yes, Allah is the curer, but you have to take the means, isn't it? Asbab. Okay? You have to take the asbab, the right means, which you go to the doctor and take the treatment. Because the Prophet said that Allah never, He never sent down a disease except He sent a cure for it. So to get the cure, you should get the cure, inshallah. Allah says in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا خُذُوا حِذْرَكُمْ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا خُذُوا حِذْرَكُمْ. Or those who believe, take your hidra. Hidra means asbab. Take your means. That's what Imam Sa'di said. Take the mean. Okay, don't just leave it. Prophet ﷺ is talking about jihad. When Prophet ﷺ went to jihad, okay, he didn't just went to jihad. He took the means. He covered himself. He put the whatever he need to put, whatever he need to shield, whatever he had it. Okay, and he went to jihad. Okay, he requested the companion to aid him, support him with the money. He didn't say, I put trust in Allah, don't have to give me any money. La. You know the hadith, when Abu Bakr came, everyone gave the money, and Abu Bakr gave everything in part of Allah. And Prophet said, what have you left in the house? I left Allah and the Messenger. Umar lost the battle. Umar couldn't win the Abu Bakr Siddiq. So Prophet said, no, take your money, I'll put trust in Allah. La, he took the money because he needed support, aid, help. Okay? He didn't say, I'll put trust in Allah, the believer stay home, I'm going to go and fight myself. No, he took the companion, he took the means. Because Allah Sharia allows you to take the means, mubah. Dua was one of the greatest asbab, means to Allah, one of the greatest means. Yeah, you take the when the Prophet passed away, when the Sahaba were afflicted with a drought, they didn't just say, put trust in Allah, leave it. No, he said, Umar went to Abbas and said, make dua for us, you're the righteous man. He took the mean asbab. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So, ulama says that the one who put trust in Allah Azza wa Jal without relying, without taking the asbab, without taking the right means, then he's foolish. He's being a fool. He's foolishing himself. It's not the right thing to do. Okay? We have to take asbab, inshallah.
What did you say the meaning of tawakkul?
Tawakkul is i'timad, dependent, reliance. We're going to talk about the types of tawakkul, inshallah. قال ابن القيم في مدارج السالكين. Ibn Qayyim said in his great book, amazing book, مدارج السالكين, he said, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّ نَفَاةُ الْأَسْبَابِ لا يستقيم لهم توكل البتة لأن التوكل من أقوى الأسباب في حصول متوكل فيه. مثال ذلك جعل الله الدعاء سببا في حصول ما يريد. Ibn Qayyim said that, know that to negate, to deny the taking the means, okay, taking the means, when you trust, not taking the mean, it is not right thing to do. Okay, you can't just trust Allah. If you don't take the mean, it's not right thing to do. Because tawakkul, trust, is one of the greatest mean in attaining whatever you want. Like dua to Allah Azza wa Jal, one of the greatest mean. Okay, so Ibn Qayyim says to put trust in Allah without taking the means, it is wrong thing to do. It definitely is wrong. Okay, you have to take the mean. Okay, the ulama did not just sit home and said, I put trust in Allah, I will become an alim. Imam Bukhari just sat home and said, put trust in Allah, or my book Bukhari will come in a book form. He needed to travel. He had to travel from land to land to land. Okay, he had trust in Allah, but he had to take the means to get out and do whatever I need to do. Then the Bukhari came into a book that we read now. So if this was the tawakkul is to put trust in Allah, why did the Salaf traveled? Why did the Salaf work so hard to do what they did? It's not because you have to take the asbab. And they reliant with the dua. They made a lot of dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you look at the Salaf, how they trust Allah, they had to take the mean. Subhanallah, So certain times, you just have to put trust in Allah. There's nothing you can do. Okay? There's nothing you can do. There's no mean, you can take the mean. Okay? For example, you're in the middle of an ocean. The wave comes. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're in a plane, you're going to crash. What are you going to do? Put trust in Allah. You just put trust in Allah. You can't fly the plane anymore now. You just put trust in Allah, leave it to Allah Azza wa Jal. Brother, take your mean. What mean shall I take? The plane going to land, it's going to blow now. What am I going to supposed to do? Nothing you can do. Maybe parachute, you jump down, maybe Allah. That's what next mean you can do. There's only one mean you can take. But other than that, at certain time you are locked. You can't do nothing about it. You just put trust in Allah. There's nothing you can do. Wallahi. So, tawakkul is one of the greatest ibadah of the heart. Now, tawakkul, let's talk about tawakkul now, inshallah. The category, types of tawakkul that we need to talk. Now, first of all, tawakkul, which is ibadah. Tawakkul, which is ibadah, that is a slave of Allah. He put trust in Allah. فيما لا يقدر إلا الله. That no one is able to do anything except Allah. Okay? We gave some of the examples, like someone in terms of cure, someone with cancer looking for cure. You can't put trust except in Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? You don't put trust in the saint or going to the grave and things like that. Like people go to the saint and ask for shifa, yadu billah. So, first type of tawakkul is ibadah, which is put total trust, i'timad upon Allah, and tafweed, that you put total trust in Allah Azza wa Jal and you leave the matter to Allah Azza wa Jal. No one can solve this except Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? That's first. And that's ibadah. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا. Upon Allah put the trust. Yeah. Second type of trust, the trust which is shirk, major shirk. Like trusting a saint, or awliya, or prophets to guide somebody's heart. No one can guide somebody's heart except Allah Azza wa Jal. So if someone goes to a saint, Abdul Qadir, or some righteous man, or even Prophet ﷺ grave, they guide my son is misguided, Ya Rasulullah, guide my heart, or my son's heart. My dad going to die, please, Ya Rasulullah, give him shifa. Iyadu billah.
Shirk anyway.
This is major shirk. Okay, but people do that. They do that. Prophet is alive, the best of the mankind. What can I not ask him? Why do you think people, the scholars sitting outside the grave of the Prophet, make sure they don't commit shirk? They're holding a stick.
Soldier.
Okay, you come, I'm going to hit you with this. Taqillah! He goes back and does it again. What are you going to do? Two guys standing there. It's like this. Pushing them away. Wallahi, this is what Rasulullah said. Allahumma la taj'al qabri wathana yu'bad. Oh Allah, do not make my grave place of worship. Wallahi, they would have done it if the guard wasn't there. I know one of the Shaykh, he does it. He guards the grave of the Prophet ﷺ. He does his job. He teaches us well, but he guards it. And he tells us, people, if they weren't there, they'll commit shirk. Subhanallah. So, they put trust in the Prophet. Okay? So, this is reality. This happens in Hajj and Umrah. People doing it. So, we need to learn Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. Second type of tawakkul ala Allah, putting trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, but you take the mean asbab. That's okay. Okay? So, you don't sit home and hoping that you're going to get a job. La. You go out, look for the job, apply for it, whatever you need to do. If you want training, you do the training, whatever course you need to do. You take in the asbab, and you apply for the job, you go for interview and you get the job. So this is tawakkul upon Allah, but you've taken the mean to get your rizq, your provisions. Okay, the ulama says tawakkul is from the heart and it should not be done for other than Allah Azza wa Jalla. And it is no way is allowed. No way is allowed tawakkul except Allah Azza wa Jalla. And it is a shart of iman, it is a condition of iman. Because why? Allah said, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنْتُمْ ماذا مؤمنين. So here, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ, this is a command here. There are two commands here. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ, upon Allah. فَتَوَكَّلُوا. The amr here, فَتَوَكَّلُوا. So if the amr is there for you to put tawakkul upon Allah, it's a ibadah. And that ibadah has to be only for Allah Azza wa Jal. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا. So make tawakkul upon Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay. Then Allah said, إِن كُنْتُمْ فَاسِقِينَ إِن كُنْتُمْ ظَالِمِينَ إِن كُنْتُمْ مُؤْمِنِينَ. So Allah makes the condition, tawakkul is part of iman. So if we as a believer, our trust is not upon Allah, there's something wrong. Because tawakkul is part of iman. Allah made a condition. If you're a believer, mu'min, then put trust upon me. Okay? But we don't realize sometimes we do slip away a bit, trusting the work and things like that. But this trust is not a shirk, because you're trusting with Allah Azza wa Jal, but you're just taking the mean. Yeah. The ulama says nothing wrong with that. You don't believe this is the provider. No, you don't believe that. What when you never had the job, you still were eating. Who provided you? Allah provided you. So yeah, so understand that, my brother. So how is this tawakkul is ibadah. Okay? Because number one, Allah commands you. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ, that's is the command. فَتَوَكَّلُوا. Command. Okay? The command here, فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ, if you're a true believer. And Allah connect the tawakkul with the iman. So it is a worship of the heart. Okay? But there's another word for it. Tawkeel. Not tawakkul, tawkeel. You know what tawkeel is? Tawkeel is basically what you're doing, you put in somebody behalf of you. You put in somebody and you entrust somebody to do your job. So you go home. Okay? It's tawkeel, not tawakkul. Tawkeel. For example, Prophet ﷺ, he put Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu tawkeel, as a wakil. He entrusted him to do certain job. Do that job, I'm going now. On behalf of me, you do that job. So what was it? He was looking after some charity. Money, yeah? Wealth, whatever, charity, yeah. So a man comes to steal from it. So he said, I'm going to take it to the Prophet of Allah. He said, please don't. I will not come back again. Second, the same thing, he said, you let him go. Okay? Third day, he said, I got you now. I'm going to take you to the Prophet of Allah. He said, please don't. Now I'm going to take you to you. I've caught you now. He said, before you do that, let me teach you a lesson. Let me teach you a hadith. The hadith is that when you go to sleep, read Ayatul Kursi. You protect you from shaitan. Okay? The hadith narrated by shaitan. And we accept it, we believe it, we practice it. Okay? So, he went to Prophet ﷺ, said to him, you know the last 3 days you're talking to? He said, yeah, I did. Prophet said, you're talking to shaitan. And he said, yeah, Messenger of Allah, this is what he told me. He said, it was shaitan who spoke the haqq. He taught him hadith to say Ayatul Kursi before you go to sleep. And which is true, we should say it. And he said, if you say it, you're protected from shaitan, and from himself, basically. So, what we learn is that Prophet of Allah, he put Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu as a tawkeel, a wakil, entrusted him with something to do behalf of him. That's not tawakkul. That's allowed. Prophet did it to Ali as well, radiallahu anhu. Okay? So, my brothers, we've covered Raja, we covered tawakkul. Okay? So, I only want to come on time, inshallah, so we don't miss anything out. So hope this is enough. Definitely, it's clear for everyone, inshallah. So what I want to do is I'll leave the rest for the question, inshallah, and then we'll stop for Maghrib. What time is Maghrib?
About like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So let's take Q&A, inshallah. So Maghrib coming close. Any questions, inshallah? You're going to ask me something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's Raja' with an Ain?
No, Hamza. Raja.
Okay.
That's Raja'a, to return. Raja with Hamza mean hope, desire,
Could you mention the surah and the ayah to refute those who say that calling other than Allah is not shirk?
Oh no, they have no evidences. We have evidence to refute them. So
that's what I'm asking.
what was the ayah? وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ أُدْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Your Lord said, call on me. The Shaykh explains it. Ud'uni, the command from Allah. If there is a command for you to do an act, the act becomes a worship. Ibadah, worship, wajib. Two things. It becomes the ibadah, becomes the worship. So if Allah is commanding you to invoke Him alone, then that invoke becomes worship, and you cannot turn this worship other than Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? Then he continued, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي. That whoever is arrogant from my worship, ibadah. So Allah named this act ibadah. Look at this. That means if you turn this ibadah, invoke other Allah, is shirk. Okay? So that's one ayah. And another ayah you can use, hadith as well. The ayah is that وَمَنْ يَدْعُو مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ لَا بُرْهَانَ لَهُ بِهِ فَإِنَّمَا حِسَابُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. وَمَنْ يَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ. Whoever invoke any deity beside Allah, okay, he has no evidence for it. What he's doing, فَإِنَّمَا حِسَابُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ. His hisab is reckoning with Allah Azza wa Jal. What does Allah say? إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Allah ends the verse with kafir, mentioning his kafir. So Allah starts with the verse, whoever invoke other than Allah. Then he ends the verse with his kafir. Kafir have no success. So it shows that to go to grave of righteous people, idols or prophet, to invoke them, you're invoking other than Allah. And the end of the verse says that kafir has no successful. So this act is a kufr. It's a major kufr. Okay? To say, oh, I don't believe he's a God. You don't have to believe he's a God. The fact you turn that ibadah to that idol, it becomes a shirk, major shirk. No idol worshipper believes the idol is God. They're not stupid. They know that it's not a God. Even the people of Ibrahim alayhi salam, they never believe the idol is God. But they worship that. They believe there's a creator above that. So we can use these two ayah also. Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah. Dua huwa al-ibadah. Dua is a worship. If dua is a worship, then why are you invoking other than Allah? Number one. Number two, dua huwa is a damir munfasil. Damir pronoun which is separate. It just doesn't join with anything. It comes in the middle of the two words. So it's tawqid, emphasizing it. Dua is definitely the worship. That's what it means. If it's definitely worship, then you can't turn other than Allah Azza wa Jalla. And to do that, it is a shirk billah Azza wa Jalla. So you can use these grammatical rules and these ayahs. You have to use many ayahs. These few ayahs to refute that argument. Simple. Is that clear? Yeah. Inshallah.
Can you just repeat the part where one of the Sahabi was dying and he was saying something about
the Sahabi radiallahu anhu. He's a shab, youth Sahabi. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went, it's Tirmidhi, Shaykh Al-Albani makes it Hasan, hadith of Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to him and said, كيف تجدك? How do you find yourself? He said, أنا أرجو الله. I am hoping for Allah. وأخاف من ذنوبي. And I fear from my dhunub, my sins. Okay? So the Prophet said, these two things, hope and fear, does not come into the heart of a believer, of a person, except Allah give him what he's hoping for, and He protects him what he is fearing from. Okay? This hadith shows that hope and fear have to be there always. So when we give example that if you are fearing a situation like this, raise your hope of Allah. And if you are in a situation where you're living a comfortable life, where you can fall into sins, raise your fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's like a tuba. Yeah. So if we see someone is dying, last breath now is going to go. I'm sure you've heard, seen people going to die in 1 week, 1 hour, 2 hours. The doctor has given the fatwa now, the consultant, and they're going to go. Doctor said he's going to go. Because obviously Allah's will, isn't it? Allah gave him that knowledge. So such person, you just admonish him with raja, having hope in Allah Azza wa Jal, raising the hope. Because what did Hadith say? La yamutunna ahadukum hatta yuhsin billahi dhann. That none of you should die until he makes good opinion of Allah Azza wa Jal. Husnul dhann billah. Okay? Ana indi abdi dhanni bi. I am with my slave the way he thinks about me. So imagine a slave dies hoping that Allah is not going to forgive me. Allah is going to punish me. Yadu billah. Then he's going to get that. So that's why we have to encourage one another to learn tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is what it is, yeah. Having raja always is important to have raja. And the raja include with worship of Allah. Hope and humiliation, glorification, yeah. That's what it is. We'll revise this next week. Yeah.
Who was the Sahabi? Was it in
this Shab. The narrator of the hadith is Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu. But the Shab, he says Shab, he's a youth, young Sahab, we don't know his name.
Because there was a Sahabi that died, that is similar. He was fearing Allah, he was scared of, because he did a sin and then he was scared, and then the Prophet ﷺ said a believer also has hope. His name is Thalaba.
Yeah. So, hope is an important thing in our life. It's part of our deen, part of our aqidah. How can someone hope that Allah will not forgive me? You're telling me that Allah cannot forgive your sin. Allah forgives, in dunya, Allah forgives any sins. Tell me a sin He doesn't forgive. Even shirk billah azza wa jal. Major shirk, Allah forgive you. If you make tawbah to Allah, Allah will forgive you. No sin Allah will not forgive you in dunya. He'll forgive any sins. Nothing worse than shirk. If Allah going to forgive you shirk, what about anything other than that? When Allah said, Inna Allah la yaghfiru ayyushraka bi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalik liman yasha. Indeed, Allah does not forgive whoever associates anything with Him, but He forgives anything less than that. That's Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah will not forgive you. But dunya, Allah forgives mushrik. When they become Muslim, Allah forgives them. Sahaba, when they embrace Islam, Allah forgives them. So, any Muslims who fall into shirk, major shirk, and if they realize it is a major shirk and they make tawbah to Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will forgive them. Definitely Allah forgives them. No doubt. Yes. We don't doubt Allah's maghfirah.
Sheikh, regarding the matter of tawassul, is it true that the Hanbali madhab that they permit it for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is this true or not?
Tawassul with Rasulullah?
Yeah,
now?
With their status, is this true?
La. No Hanbali allows it. And it is, Ibn Taymiyyah has a book on tawassul wal wasila. That we mentioned this type of tawassul, isn't it? Yeah? So tawassul with Rasulullah jah is stated, Ibn Taymiyyah is batil, bid'ah. La yajuz. A lot of Muslims, they do it. They do it, Ya Allah, forgive me. I'm asking you about the status of Muhammad, his honor. Please forgive me. La, bid'ah. You don't ask Allah by the status of Rasulullah. Why? Ask Allah to ask Allah. Allah says, وَقَرَبُ دُعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. When your Lord says, call on me, Allah will respond to your dua. Why are you asking about the status? No, this is not allowed. We mentioned the 3 types of tawassul we can do. And this is from the Sharia of Allah, Quran and Sunnah. Okay, that's what it is. But to go ask Allah to forgive you through the status of Rasulullah, it's not allowed. You know why? Because you're going to commit shirk. If that was allowed, people are going to commit shirk.
So is that bid'ah or shirk?
It's bid'ah. Bid'ah. It's not allowed. Yeah, Prophet never said that, do it. No Sahaba did it. Why are you doing it? Inshallah. Any more?
Maybe they meant like he's a wasi.
When it's related to the people of innovation, some people they'll say they'll make a principle: take the good and leave the bad. What evidence?
Take the good, leave the bad.
Yeah, like some people use that as a principle when it comes to the people of innovation. So what evidence can we use to refute that?
Take the good, leave the bad.
if the good.
Because I was-
I mean,
I was listening to Muqbil on that thing.
it does make sense in a way because leave with the bad now. Whatever good he does, just read those. It's not going to harm you. Technically, it's not going to harm you because he wrote this 10 years ago. Just stick to that book. Don't read anything of his book. Technically, it's not going to. But some will say don't take it at all because it doesn't matter if he spoke the haq 10 years ago. Based on now, based on our dislikeness of him. Leave even the haq he spoke before. This is, but if you were to do that, I wouldn't see you as a dodgy. No, I wouldn't, because you're reading a book that he wrote 10 years ago. 10 years later, is what it is now. Leave that now. But what was in the okay?
I think it's talking about present.
No, present. No, but
Like he said
understand. But if he was upon khair 10 years ago, 10 years later he became upon bid'ah, then whatever he wrote 10 years ago doesn't it doesn't forbid you to read. I'm only reading what he wrote when he was upon haqq. But some will say leave totally everything. But okay, let me give an example. He wrote something you can't get anywhere else. Such a good explanation he has done, you can't get anywhere else. He wrote it when he was Salafi.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now you can't. Now he's upon whatever he's upon. You read it from greater maslaha, greater benefit. Read it. There's no one ever done this work better than him. I'm gonna read it. It's not haram. Who says haram? I'm not taking any more now from him. But what he wrote 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think he's talking about, for
Just-
example, if there's a speaker that he says a lot of problematic things in the present, but in the present day he also says a lot of good things.
No, now we leave him. Now that person don't listen to him at all. Khalas. No, we leave him.
It's another thing is like in ilm al-hadith, I think like some of the narrations are still taken from the Muqtadiya.
Yeah,
Like
it's taken.
The scholars say it's because like like the greater maslaha.
Greater
like,
maslaha.
you don't want to think the hadith from the
But this
Prophet.
you have to study ulum hadith to know this thing. It's another level. It's another thing. We were jumping in the ocean. The way shark will eat us.
So Sheikh, so would it be permissible to study fiqh under Sheikh, but that Sheikh has a different aqidah? So would that be permissible?
No, I wouldn't. Some of the Imam Malik, Muhammad Sirin, I don't open this door like this because they said, be careful who you take your knowledge from because knowledge is your deen. Be careful who you take it from because knowledge is your deen. Okay? We take from Ahlul Hadith. Khalas. Because you take one thing, start taking other things as well. Yeah.
Because I think the objection to that would be that how do you know what the good is and what the bad is?
That's good.
The reason you're
So
learning.
avoid it, totally avoid it, inshallah. So, Ikhwan, let's khalas, yeah, is it?
5 minutes left.
Yeah, so we just 5 minutes, inshallah, we did Adhan gonna start. Anything else? Khalas? Jazakumullah khair. So next week, Ikhwan, 7 o'clock, yeah? 7. Try to come on time. You don't miss anything, inshallah. I know where Abdul Karim had to distribute. Yeah, mashallah.
What book were you talking about? What book were you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about any books.
Oh.
But some views are very shadid. Some you need to read it because there's nothing else I can read.
Your book back in the 90s.
You know, going back to what Shawan was saying, Sheikh, I saw